Hello, this is Pastor Chris Ward. I'd like to welcome you to part 2 of Star Code Update. We finished off part 1 talking about, so what happened on June 6th? You prophesied in your book that a special event would take place, a spiritual event of significance on June 6, 2010 at 6 a.m., 6 minutes and 6 seconds. Now, so what happened? Well, I mentioned at the end of the part 1 that the Bilderberg called an emergency meeting on June 6. And they met and discussed all the world problems. And the biggest problem, of course, was the collapse of the EU, which is their model government. And they said what to do. Well, whenever you have a collapse of economy, the only way to fundraise is through war. And so they gave a green light to World War III. And that scenario included an attack of Israel on Iran for nuclear development, and Israel would be supported by the United States, and Iran would get the support of China and perhaps even Russia. So we have seen that event already take place. The other event's interesting. During all this time, God is judging municipalities, principalities, powers, governments, rulers of this dark world, state governments, national governments, city governments. Everywhere you look, God is judging governments. Not so much people, but He is certainly judging governments. And one good example is the oil industry. The oil industry, God has been judging. He started with the Gulf oil spill, and now there's the China oil spill. God is trying to show mankind that while 5 million gallons a day pour out in the Gulf, there is no oil shortage. That this is manufactured by man, so out of his greed he can get more money for gas and oil. Right now it's $2.50 a gallon. It'll go up to $3 and perhaps $5 before the elections. Now, what you need to know is that in the middle of all this, after the 1st of May, the Gulf oil spill got so bad, there was so much release of benzene gas that you can see on this page, FEMA has standby orders for mass evacuation of Florida, Tampa Bay area, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, that whole Gulf region because of benzene gas, and perhaps even as far west as Texas. Now, so far there has been no evacuations, but there is a plan to do that. And what I want to point out is that this may be a fulfillment of Revelations 8:8. And I'll come back to that in just a second. So first I would like to read a scripture to you which relates very much to Star Code. If we go to Matthew, and we go to chapter 24, and we go to verse 30, it says, "And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory." Now, I believe the first time this happened, the first sign of man, was the Star of Bethlehem. And so when I was looking to find out exactly when Jesus' birthday was, I started looking for the Star of Bethlehem. In the book, I have excellent photos from Stellarium and Starry Night. Excuse me. And this is the one that I like the most because it shows you what really happened. If you look at this little circle area here, you can see there's a star, there's a planet in conjunction. That star is Regulus, also known as Rex, the star planet. And Jupiter, which is known as the king planet. So you have Regulus, which is the star king, and you have Jupiter, which is the planet king. So if you literally wanted to translate that, this literally is a picture right here of the King of Kings. You have the star king, Rex, and you have the planet king, Jupiter, King of Kings. And this is all right in the heart of Leo, and Leo is a representation of the line of the tribe of Judah. And the tribe of Judah actually had Leo as a banner over their tribe. Now, next to it, this is Virgo. And if you go to Revelations, let's see here. Let's get back over here. There it is. We're going to go to Revelation chapter 12. And it says, there appeared a sign or a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. Well, incidentally, we know that, for example, you can just go to Wikipedia and find this out. The constellation Virgo is made up of 12 stars. In this particular date, 3/9/12 at 3:33 in the morning, you can see Virgo is clothed here with the sun, and the moon is at her feet. So that is a literal fulfillment, and we found many of those in the book of Daniel, the book of Ezekiel, the book of Revelation. Many times when they're talking about 7 stars, which are 7 angels, that is Pleiades. And so we literally found the scripture in the stars. Now let me just say one thing about that. I do not support or believe in the zodiac. I do believe in the Mazzaroth. The Mazzaroth is the gospel according to Yahweh. God taught it to Adam all the way through Noah. And in that scenario, in the sky, was the complete story of the creation of man, the fall of man, the redemption of man, and the return of Christ at the end of the age to deliver us from evil. During the flood, the earth was tilted. And in fact, you can picture this little earth right here. And after the flood, it was such a huge event that it tilted the planet. If you doubt me, you might remember that even in the Haiti earthquake, there were scientists predicted that it actually shifted the earth a very slight amount. But what happened when this shifted, our view of the star shifted from what it was, the Mazzaroth, to what it became, the zodiac. And just by tilting that back, you can get rid of Scorpio and get Ophiuchus back in the picture, the snake bearer and things like that. And so we believe in the Mazzaroth, and that is still there in astronomy. We don't believe to the zodiac, but there are times because of communication that we have to use zodiacal terms in order to get your better understanding of what's going on. So this would be the constellation of Leo, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, which is a picture and a type of Christ. And this is Virgo, which is the Virgin, the mother of Christ. And so you have this picture here of Revelation 12:1, where literally there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. Verse 2, she's being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. So that child is Jesus. Now, let me go back here to the scriptures for a second. One of the things that's happening right now, we are in the end of the age. We're very close to the first woe. And I just want you to know, you don't need to be worried about all the 7 angels, the 7 stars, the 7 thunders, the 7 bowls, the 7 vials. You can go 7 crazy. But if you just remember the 3 woes, you'll have your hand on what's really about to happen. And I wanted to show you one of the first woes, because that'll take place in Revelation 9. And I believe that that's about to happen. In Revelation 9, you'll see a 5th angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth. And